We have with us some very special guests, and if you missed our First Things conversation, man, I feel sorry for you. It was such an amazing discussion, amazing conversation, and you can go back and watch it later. We just had a tremendous time. We are honored today to have with us very special guest, recently reelected to the 44th District House of Representatives for the state of Ohio, Representative Josh Williams and his beautiful wife are here with us today. I wonder if we could give the Williams an FAC welcome today, let them know how much we appreciate them, how thankful we are for them. Take your time.
Thank you. So first, I want to say thank you for the invitation. This is the second time I've been to the church now. I came and did a tour of your amazing school and your daycare. Made a commitment to pastor that we're going to be bringing some resources back here. And don't think I'm too far away because I live right there at the corner of Whiteford and Sylvania. So I'm not too far away. But I'm Josh Williams. I'm a practicing attorney, a college professor, and you're currently sitting state representative in the Ohio House of Representatives. So in our earlier conversation, I gave the long story. You got all the nitty-gritty and the small portions. I'll give you the elevator speech of my background now. So I was born and raised here in Toledo, Ohio. At the time of my birth, my dad was 68, my mom was 26. My father passed away when I was 5, so I was raised by a single mother in Toledo, Ohio, and I grew up in poverty. At the age of 18, I dropped out of high school when I became homeless. I spent half a year sleeping on park benches and on friends' couches. And eventually I made my way out. And while working at the railroad, I fell 30 feet at the age of 21 and destroyed my spine. By 23, I was fully disabled and bedridden. I laid in bed for the next 2 consecutive years as I underwent 4 major surgeries, including metal being placed in my spine, learning how to walk again without the assistance of a cane or walker. 6 years later, at the age of 29, I felt that I was healthy enough to get out of bed. At one point, I was 458 pounds at my heaviest. 2013, I had weight loss surgery. And at the age of 30, I enrolled in college. And in 5 years, at the age of 35, I graduated from law school with my 3rd degree in just 5 years. See, but all of that wouldn't have been possible if God didn't intervene in my life. Between 2008 and 2009, when doctors told me I may never walk again, I gave up. And I sat on the edge of the bed with my gun, and I was ready to kill myself. I had made arrangements for my family to be taken away so I could do the unthinkable, the unforgivable. And in that moment, my 3-year-old walked in the room, Matthew, and he said, "Daddy, I'm hungry." His mother had left him behind because she said something was telling her to leave him behind, even though I hadn't cared for him in over a year because I was bedridden. See, in that moment, God sent one of his foot soldiers to save me. And I prayed to him, if he helped me overcome, that I would do everything that was possible to get through. And he put the right lawyers and doctors in my life, right mentors and coaches in my life. And that's how I was able to overcome my disability, become a practicing attorney, go to be a college professor at Adrian College where I teach constitutional law, and run to be the first Black Republican state representative in 50 years. So my message to you today, when you come home from service today, do me a favor, take 10 minutes. Write down everything that's been bad in your life, everything you've struggled with, every difficulty, all those heartaches that only God knows about, that you don't talk about, you hide away because you don't want to seem weak. Write all of those down on a list. Take a moment and reflect. And give him praise because he brought you through that. And when you're done praising him, and most of you, you're going to be like me, when you're done crying, because you finally thought back of how bad it was at one moment, right? We hide those emotions away. My wife learned a long time ago, I don't mind crying, right? Because I realize what he brought me through, right? I cry all the time because I am so thankful that he loved me that much. So when you're done being emotional about what you've gone through, and you're done praising him for bringing you through it, turn to the next phase, which is seeing what lessons he intended you to learn from going through that. See what he built you for and find that assignment. It's not going to work every day, working your 9 to 5 to survive. He gave you an experience nobody else could, because there is somebody he intended for you to step in and help. I've experienced those people. I experienced my son in that moment. I experienced a lawyer stepping in and giving me motivation to go into law, which I never thought I could. I experienced good doctors motivating me, good mentors taking me under their wing. All of them said the same thing. There was something calling me to help you. There is something calling you to help someone. Don't walk away from it because it's an uncomfortable conversation to walk up to someone and say, oh, I don't know why, but God told me to come and talk to you today. I don't know why, but God told me to come and knock on your door today. I don't know what you're going through, but let me tell you what I went through and what he brought me through. That is how you bring your Christian faith into the foundation of this community. That's my challenge to you, because I've sat back and I've written out that list. I've shed those tears. I've gave him his glory and his praise, and I do it every time I walk into a room and I tell my story. But I also, every day, take the skills, the lessons that he taught me, that I learned through those experiences, and I take it out into the community and I try to make my community better, because that is going to bring my community closer to God, closer to my faith. And when I'm called home to my Father, I'm happy to stand for judgment knowing what I did in my life. Thank you.